Boom, we are live, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be looking at Bitcoin's price. We just jumped almost to around $13,000, giving me a little bit more of a clear indication that we are headed into a new bull cycle, and we are at just the very beginning of all of this, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're new to this area, if you're new to investing, trading, or crypto in general, there are some really important things to understand, I believe. And we're going to be going over that in the video by looking at a few other charts and talking about the Wyckoff phases and why I think in this particular area of accumulation, the best thing to be doing is playing like the composite man, playing like the whale, the infinite person that has infinite time and infinite capital to just acquire whatever it is they want because they win every time. So we're just going to dive right in. So stay tuned to the end of the show and we'll take a look at Bitcoin to start off here. Boom. Look at that nice candle there. I mean, it's not a candle anymore. I use the area chart. So for those of you that are interested, I don't usually like to watch the candles or the wicks anymore. I like just this blue line. As a matter of fact, we can even turn off the other three MAs there just to give a really clear visual aspect of this. So we had been watching this, again, another reaccumulation area. And to me, it looked like a channel, an ascending channel here, very similar to what we saw with the breakout of Digibyte. So again, witnessing these reaccumulation periods is really important. So I'll do a compare and contrast here with Digibyte, as it just did something very recent that's almost pretty much identical, where we moved through the box essentially here, and we moved through the box in an ascending channel. This is now twice we've seen this one, at least at the reaccumulation area. This is a strong indicator that we're probably going to come down to test the top of the box as well. Seeing as we've had that one already, very similar again, if you would extend the drawing of this ascending channel, we come back down to test the top of that channel. So let's take a look at Bitcoin. Will we do that same thing? Will we come back down to test the top of that ascending channel around 12,200, 12,100? Probably. If we stay above this ascending channel and we continue to move up, very bullish, and we're going to be going to that 13,500, 14,500 mark that we had looked at previously, which is essentially this little tuft of volume profile here on the right hand side. Now actually I'll make it a little more clear as we zoom out here. We have to bring the rest of the year into visible range so that you can see it. Yeah, there's not a whole lot here, but see this kind of rounded edge between 13,600, 15,000. This is probably where we're going to get stuck up before we come back down to retest some of these areas. Most of the buying pressure on the daily right now is still down at $10,100. So we're not out of the clear yet for just going straight up. We need to come back down and test this, especially because we're seeing the 9-day moving average down here at the bottom. Actually, I probably missed the colors. So this is probably the 50-day moving average down here at the bottom. I think I changed the colors by accident for this particular 3MA. So it's not important, but I am suspecting that this run to 13,500 brings us back down to test and then fill this area. Once we fill this area again, which will probably happen in the course of a day, when Bitcoin makes these drops in a bull sentiment, it just fills that area and then moves out and beyond quite quickly. So let's take a look at, is this altcoin season or not? And I think this is the next really big question. And what's important here is to understand Wyckoff and the Wyckoff phases. If you're new to this stuff, join our private members group. It is basically a mastermind. We are full of other great traders and investors who all work together. It's not just my charting. There's so many great token plays out there right now. So us working together as a group has been the strongest sentiment. So let's take a look at what happened to Fetch here this morning as Bitcoin ran to $12,400. We see the initial sell-off spike of around a 12% drop, but look how quickly Composite Man chewed all that volume right back up. Didn't care at all about Bitcoin's price, chewed all of this up. And this is something very similar in our recent BAT play. So for those of you that are following in our private group, you know I had been taking entries near the bottom of the POC line here into BAT. We had a 26% run off the top of that. I skimmed some profits last night, just kind of de-risking my position. And I do suspect we're going to come down and test this area of around 2,480, which we're actually really close to now, right at the 50-day or the 50 moving average on the 4-hour. We might even come down to test the bottom of the POC. But the point is here is that we won't actually have to re-enter our positions. I'm not going to alter my position position. In fact, I started nibbling bites out of these again. I bought more Matic. I bought a little bit more Binance token this morning. And I believe what we're going to see here, and this is the most important part to understand, is that even though Bitcoin will run, any of these tokens that have hit the final LPS stages are going to continue to break out. Composite Man does not waste a year accumulating a token just to have weak hands and shake out like a little, just because Bitcoin's price is moving. That's currently what Market Man is doing to everybody else who has weak hands. Like, oh my God, like Matic's finally up a little bit, I'm going to sell it. And we get that 10% drop. But Market Man is right there turning around, like eating this up. Look here, just clunk, 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 like a big whale, just eating all those little krill that have the weak hands. And think, oh my God, I should have just stayed in Bitcoin. It's going to just keep going up and da 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 da. But Market Man does not around. He's not building a position like this for no reason. He builds a position like this so we can do exactly what we saw in our waves trade just a week ago, which I have not exited yet. I did take my first sets of profits, but again here, once we saw the final LPS and the backup test on phase E, we're talking about 130% gain in less than 5 days. That's incredible. So, and look at the price was barely affected at all in waves. Like if you look on the 45-minute, it didn't care at all. 10% it dropped, and it's still climbing back up. This is really important to remember, because alt season, if you're getting into the right places in a position, it doesn't matter. We're going to be able to ride these for a long time. So let's take another look at Binance token, which is one that's still in the LPS phase that I've been accumulating. Between the $8,600 or 18,600 Satoshi to 20,000 Satoshi mark. This kind of box here is my box for accumulation right now. This is, to me, so important, because on the daily, again, when we look at these accumulation periods, once these start to go, Market Man is going to run these up. Like the fact that Bitcoin's price has had these big runs and drops, and Binance token or Binance coin has barely been affected, shows me that we're in a very, very good position here with this particular token. So I hope that helps. I will use Litecoin as a kind of a prime final example. I didn't even get to finish drawing it up yesterday before the LPS kind of jumped out here. I do suspect that we're going to see a lot of strength. Like here, Litecoin not only didn't go down, it went up against Bitcoin's price. It went up. Like if we look at the 15-minute, right, you saw a quick spike down. Again, this is weak hands. These are the newbies in the market that are letting go of their Litecoin to get back into Bitcoin or to change positions. Market Man builds his positions. He doesn't change them, and he's not even in a place to want to distribute these tokens yet. So hold on for the ride. It's a big epiphany, but when you realize what Market Man is doing or the Composite Man is doing, you start to do the same thing too, because he has infinite time and infinite money to play this game. And if you don't know what he's doing as a retail trader, you will get fleeced. And I'm trying to help that not be the case. So if you are new to this sector, join our private group. There's no risk for you right now. You sign up, it's $30 for a month or $290 for a year at a 30% discount. And if you're not happy, we'll just give you a refund. Because if you're not happy, it's likely just you don't have the time or the capital to play as an investor or trader. We have such an amazingly powerful group. I've heard so many good things. I was on a phone call this morning with one of our new private members. He's like, it's the best $300 on something I have ever spent. That was his quote this morning. So thank you guys. I'm so grateful to be here building something that really aggregates that mastermind feel, because the community of the Arcane Bear is really what's powerful. I'm just one of the loudest mouthed people in the community, so I happen to be the one that makes the YouTube videos and talks all the time, and I'm always like glued to the computer, because if this is correct, and I believe it is, the beginning of the accumulation period is one of the best times to be getting in, because that's what Market Man is doing. Just copy him. You can't play any better than that. I don't suggest you join any signals groups. You're probably just going to lose money. They don't know even how to make money, because they're playing these short sideways swag games. This is, if you're playing like Market Man, you build multiple entries over a year to take like a 7-month, 8-9-month bull run and then distribute those shares. We are at the very beginning of this again. So get ready, buckle up, do your homework. This is going to be one of the most exciting times we have had in this sector since 2017. Stay safe. Don't invest in nonsense, or do, but just invest less. Lately, one of the other things I've realized is maybe don't use a stop loss. Just lose how much or only invest how much you're willing to lose, because then your position can go all the way down to zero, and maybe it shoots up 20,000% right on its way to zero. Who knows? I don't know. So let's take a risk off approach by just investing less. And instead of trying to buy everything all at one day, buy little bites every day. And that's what I do. I just take little nibbles of all the things I think are good and low in the accumulation and the LP. Oh yeah, I'll grab some of that. Oh yeah, I'll grab some of that. It's low today. Blah 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 blah. Oh, yeah, more. Right? Accumulate. That's what these phases are called, and they're named that for a very important reason. Anyways, this is not financial advice, but you probably already know that. Why would you trust some guy in the jungle taking mushrooms to be your financial advisor? I wouldn't, but I trust myself, so it's a different story. This is Tio with the Arcane Bear. I'm signing off for the rest of the day. Thank you guys all for joining us. If you've got your questions or comments, leave those in the thoughts down below. Smash that like button, because YouTube is a whore of an algorithm. It just wants more likes and comments. Share all the videos. Those are the things you guys can really do to help out. Share, like, comment, or join the Private Bear Den. And we're not too far away from being able to hire another full-time writer. So keep up the good work. Welcome to the new 50 members, and just nothing but great feedback from you guys about how valuable this space that we've built is. I'm going to give you a little round of applause for how well all you in the Arcane Bear Den have been doing as well, because I've seen some of you make some smash out of the park trades, and it's because you're working together, and it is so inspiring to me to see that community mastermind collaboration. So thank you guys as well. It's very empowering for me to see that, because I know that over the last 3 years we've built something that makes sense, and it's not just a product of me, it's not a product for you, it's us together that build that space. So thank you again for joining this little rendition of Skin in the Game and enjoying the venture capital field of black swan investing. This is Tio with the Arcane Bear. I'm signing off for the rest of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Here's my logo.